people have been harassing me. Like it's kind of dried up, but like people harass me dozens of times a day for 2 weeks. Like, dude, give me a dragon statue. Give me a dragon statue. I'll buy one. Quit hoarding all the dragon statues. Like little crack addicts, man.
What are we calling this? Is this a podcast?
Red. It's Clash.
Welcome everyone to Reddit Talks Clash. I am Rick. Spencer and Sam are here too. Say hi, guys.
What's up?
Hey, how's it going?
So today on Reddit Talks Clash, going to be talking about the Halloween events, the Druid Nerf, the treasure hunt, some gold pass stuff, and we're going to be giving away a couple dragon statues in game. So I think what we'll do is at the end, as always, as everyone is familiar with, we'll solicit some questions from the audience, and then we'll choose a couple of the better ones to talk about, and then we'll pick from those, two or three people to get a dragon statue, and then as well for everyone who can't make it live, I'm gonna put in a Google Doc in the show notes for you to check. It's gonna just be a couple questions. Just hey, give us some feedback on the show. Help us figure out what we need to fix, do better, or what we are doing well. Just to continue on as we start our fourth year doing Reddit Talks Clash coming up in January.
Oh my god!
So yeah, real quick, tiny. It'll take you 1 minute survey. Give us some feedback on the show, and then we'll draw them randomly from there. So link to that will be in the show notes. But all right, let's get down to business. First up, it is Mashup Mania, and I am disappointed that it's not Mashup Madness 2.
It should have been.
Yeah, it was like, it's such a classic. Like, I don't know, Mania just doesn't have the same connotation to me. It's
Yeah, and I feel like they should have given us some new mashup troops. We only got, what, one this year?
Yeah. Well,
Last year we got 4 or 5.
No, we got tons last year. We were spoiled.
yeah, like, I mean, the Ice Minion's a nice little addition, too. It's kind of fun. You just working into your regular Lavaloon spam. But, I'm kind of glad it's bringing back the classics, too. Like, Mashup Madness was probably the highlight of the entire game for a lot of people. So bringing it back in much the same form, I think, is probably the good move.
I mean, it still is the best event. It was the first event, and it was the best one. So, yeah, I think, mostly copying it isn't the worst thing in the world, especially bringing back the Lavaloon, which I imagine a lot of people are quite excited about.
Which ones are you using right now?
Only Lavaloon.
Yeah, Lavaloon.
I know, like, I thought I'd be cheeky one day and switch to Witch Golem. I'm like, dude, people are gonna be trying to put everything on air traps, and I mean, like, Witch Golem's still really strong. I still got almost all triples with it, but I don't know, it felt closer, felt riskier. But yeah, and then I went back to Lavaloon again.
Yeah, I had to go find the old video from Itsu to remember the Lavaloon army. I forgot it.
Zapping the air defenses, killing heroes, take out the rest, boom, 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 rage, 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 destroy it all. So much fun, isn't it?
Yeah, it is just the same attack as last year. You're mostly just taking out 3 air defenses, which is easier now with equipment, like the giant arrow.
Oh, so easy. You can use giant arrow, yeah.
Yeah, giant arrow deletes 2 of them immediately, and then you really only need, so you need fewer lightning spells than last year. And yeah, man, it's really easy. Like, I kind of think, like, I think originally they were gonna tone down the Lavaloon, but then it also
they clearly didn't.
Yeah, with equipment now, it's broken. Like, and I know I personally have been kind of I've been pretty over like OP event troops, but I don't know, man, I'm digging Lavaloon for now too.
I know this is a much bigger discussion. I'm still bored of, well, it's getting a bit better, but Town 16 has obviously been a very easy town hall, but like having something like this just for a little bit of time is good, isn't it?
And it's a long event too. Like, this is another 3-week plus event.
I mean, they've got to make it to Halloween.
Yeah, I guess true. But it does just like throw Legends just out the window as an
Oh,
option to
completely.
care about for the
Yeah.
month.
Yeah, it's irrelevant now, which does kind of suck.
I haven't taken a 320 defense yet in Legends. I'm not crazy high. I think I'll finish like 5600 today, which isn't like, it's not really high, but it's probably, I don't know. And it's not high, it's not low either. But I haven't hit a 320 day just yet. And I haven't done anything real special. All I've done is I put all but one skeleton trap to air, and I put all my expos on air, and then I put a super dragon in the CC, and it's enough to still screw up one or two people a day.
I do wonder when the time will come where Legends League gets defaulted to hard mode, and hard mode excludes event troops. I feel like that could be on the way eventually.
I wouldn't be against it, but I know like the thing people always bring up too is like where do you draw the line? Like, do you make a line for higher up in Legends where it would just become hard mode, or do you just say like, hey, Legends is Legends, and it's if you sign up, you're in Legends hard mode or not? Like, what would you prefer?
I'd say if you sign up, you're playing by the same rules. I think it'd be weird if different parts, it's a ranking system, right? So I think it'd be a bit weird if different players on different rankings played with different rules. So yeah, I'd say just once you get 5,000 trophies, once you're in for the long haul.
Might be a way to introduce like a Titan League at some point. Just give us Legends as 5,000 to 5,500 or whatever, and then if you want to continue on, like maybe that's one way to do it and make it a little more challenging just for the higher ups. But I don't know. We've had hard mode since June. Was it June? Did it come with Druids?
I don't even remember now. Possibly.
It was spring or early summer.
I think it was 2 updates ago.
Yeah. So I mean, we've had hard mode enough to where I would think they have a better idea where they want to go with it, but they haven't really announced anything. So who knows?
Well, I mean, it's obviously being used for Worlds now, for the Worlds finals, which it wasn't.
Is it
initially?
Is it though?
Yeah.
I'm confused on it because I know, like, literally the only mention of it I've been able to see, unless there's something really new, is that during Stewart's last AMA in May or June, like when they were first talking about hard mode, he's like, yeah, we're probably gonna use it for Worlds. And then it's been like radio silent since then.
I'm so sure I saw official confirmation on their Twitter page, but I will go have a little scroll now to see if I can find it.
I've been under the assumption that it's gonna be hard mode.
Confirmed.
Yeah, like here, throw a link up, dude, because I want to see.
Yeah, the link is in.
Not that I don't believe you, but
yeah, I know.
Hard mode, full effect for the World Championship on Twitter at Cock Esports. Thank you. Cool. So I've been asking about this. That was 3 days ago. So cool. Yeah, like that was probably the first time it was actually confirmed since Stewart's probably. So that's good to know. Thank you.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah. So I think if they're already, I mean, obviously World Finals is a much more competitive stage than Legends or Clan War League, but if they're already going on a path like forcefully implement it in some area of their game, I think that's indicative of the fact that they could do it again.
Yeah, this iteration of hard mode, I think, needs a little more time just to see how it shakes out. Worlds would be a good test, but then I don't know, any changes will probably come after Town Hall 17, I have to imagine.
Yeah, I can't imagine that.
I wouldn't be opposed to expanding where you take hard mode at, because it doesn't seem like they want to really shift the entire balance too hard, and making it optional with hard mode is probably a good thing. But I don't know if they're gonna want to bifurcate CWL or Legends anymore.
Well, that's what I would do personally, but yeah, we'll see.
All right. Have either of you guys used the Lavaloon Puppet yet?
I have not. Have you?
I haven't used it for real. I've used it in the dev build to play with it.
I bought it and leveled it up to level 13, but haven't even put it in my army yet.
Yeah, I burned. I was like tired of being maxed on ore, so I burned off a decent amount of shiny and glowy on it. But now I don't want to start spending starry on it because I'm still starry broke. I don't have anything else to spend it on. it does seem to be mostly kind of trash for Town Hall 16s at least.
Yeah, I mean, like 1 and then obviously 2 if you level it up to 18, is it, that you get the second Lavaloon? I mean,
I think it's,
you know,
yeah,
is it
maybe.
higher?
It's pretty early
It might
on.
be 21. But, oh, really? Well, anyways, like, it just doesn't offer much, does it? I mean, they can, like, obviously, lava and spam is great, but just by itself, I mean, doesn't give you much in your attack. They can just go out a bit, maybe get defense, probably die. That's about it.
I tried to make it work in the dev build. I tried with dragons. I tried with. I'm not a very good Lalo player, and I was having some kind of like some success using it like in Lalo, but I'm not. It's hard to tell just because I'm not a really good Lalo player just to begin with.
Was it evidently helping your attack, or
It
for instance,
it
like
it
if you had a
wasn't
different
hurting it.
equipment?
Is like the
Yeah,
most I can
yeah,
say.
yeah.
Like it did. It does mesh well with like a standard basic Lalo too, because the Lavaloons come out, their air defense targeting, like you're already in that mindset to watch them track around, the same as hounds. So it fits in well, but it doesn't feel like it adds an epic equipment to that attack.
Yeah, I'm assuming you're using the Eternal Tome as your second equipment. So
Yes.
something like if you had a life gem or a rage gem or a heal, the healing tome. I mean, are all of them not better for Lalo than the Lavaloon equipment? I mean,
Yeah, I don't know about better. At best, it's going to be a lateral kind of move between, the more normal Lalo equipment and Lavaloons, but it is what it is. But I do want to give credit to BD Legend, who has a really great video on the equipment. And I mostly watched it just because the thumbnail was outrageous, where he called it like a broken equipment, and it was so good.
what Lavaloon?
Yes, but I don't know if clickbait's fair because it is a really good video. But his whole point, and it's something that I hadn't really paid attention to, was using it at Town Hall 11 and Town Hall 12, where as a percentage of your army space, like those two Lavaloons are massive, and it really does have an impact at those lower town halls. So I'm going to, I buy all the equipment on all my accounts anyway, but I'm gonna
Yeah, yeah.
really like focus on upgrading it on my Town Hall 11 and 12, and I'm gonna start to get back in the habit of using Lalo down on those town halls, and I'll see how it feels there, because like the cloning it down there is it's such a high proportion of of the space that you have for troops, where it actually makes it pretty worthwhile and viable. And BD Legend, he makes good stuff, and he just got his creator code.
I do just need to revert back to our previous conversation, just to shame you. One of our lovely listeners found an announcement from the 7th of September about hard mode being in Worlds. So somehow you have missed it for over a month, which
Okay,
is a little
like,
bit shameful.
hey, I'll take that, because I can't really get around it. But I will say I have asked much smarter, much more involved people in the esports world who had also missed that announcement. So
okay, fair enough.
I won't name names, but
Yeah, that's
I'll shame them later in private, and I'll tell you guys what.
okay.
All right. And then, okay, finally, before we get off the Halloween event, Spencer, you're the cosmetics guy. What do you think of the skins, and what do you think of the skin scenery, etc.?
I am not a fan of the skins or the scenery. I don't know. Ever since that legendary scenery, a normal scenery is just not going to hit it anymore.
You're
My
already
God, he's spoiled.
you're just spoiled
He's spoiled.
on the
Yeah,
size
so
of it.
I think it's everyone's going to agree with me when I say this, but we should get a legendary scenery once or maybe even twice a month. What do you guys think?
Dude, you're just crying. This is rage
What?
bait. I spend too much time online to not recognize rage bait.
Yeah.
Spencer's out here being a size queen over the sceneries now. But
Like, no, seriously, I did not buy the scenery or skins because ever since the legendary one, I don't feel the need to upgrade to a different scenery.
So
Like,
has
I'm
Sup-
happy
has
with that one.
Supercell's marketing strategy backfired? People aren't buying their sceneries
Yeah,
anymore
and
because they've
that's actually a really good point because I was thinking about that too. How many people who bought the legendary scenery isn't going to buy any other scenery because they're happy with the legendary one? You know, you
to
can't
be
do
honest,
better than legendary.
anyone willing to spend 34 quid on a scenery is probably buying this scenery as well. I'll be completely honest.
It's the price of 5 sceneries, so it's. I mean, I think that's a
Yeah.
reasonable. That's like obviously buying
Like-
0 is reasonable, but you know what I mean. Yeah, if you're spending that much, like I would expect you to to keep it active a lot longer, since it
hmm
did cost you so much extra. The last skins I got excited for were the Halloween ones last year, all the ghost ones,
Oh
which
yeah.
are still good. Like I still normally have at least one of them on. And just in comparison, like these skins are, I don't know, like as a Halloween theme, it's I don't know if they live up, so I'm not too hyped about them. But
Yeah.
like I wasn't gonna get them regardless.
hmm
I mean, yeah, I wasn't going to buy them, but I think they're kind of cool. I kind of like them.
Yeah, they're not bad. Like I don't know, they're just another skin.
Yeah, no, I do have the Ghost Queen, and it is significantly better.
Channel 17 better come with some good ones. Like it'll probably come with another legendary because they did say like 3-4 a year in the Inside the Builder Hut video. So Town Hall 17 will come with probably a legendary scenery and hopefully some really good skins because Town Hall 15 came with some awesome skins. And 16
Oh yeah, the magic set.
Yeah, like 16 didn't get a good set with it at all, did it?
No.
Has there been a good one in the last year?
Oh, it all just blends together at this point.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
There's been
mate.
5 years of skins.
So many skins, yeah.
You're asking for too much now.
We had the soccer skins. I didn't like those.
Like I think people like the Wild
Well,
West
Haaland.
ones, like the Wild West Warden.
Oh yeah, that
like
was okay.
the Warden one from last month, that they gave everyone for free. That had the little
Oh,
pet baby
yeah,
dragon. I think people liked, but as far as the whole set, I don't know.
The anime ones, we had those.
Yeah, those were
Yeah, I
like
didn't realize them.
divisive. Like some people love them, some people hate them.
I did not think they looked good in game.
What was the free one we got? Was it the anime,
I think the champion,
the RC? Like
the blue one. Yeah.
I used it for a
Yeah.
while, and it looks like she's always like sideways on the map, like the wrong direction, and it bugs me.
I think the concept was cool, but I just didn't think it looked
Yeah.
good in game.
It should have been a collaboration with a bigger anime.
Mm.
I think that would have been really cool. But as a concept, like
Yeah,
I mean, they clearly know their audience. Like everyone in Discord went nuts.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I don't remember Reddit going that crazy over the anime stuff. Like it was the second coming of Christ.
Yeah, I know.
I know the Discord people love anime, so maybe they liked it.
Yeah, well, they're all weebs, aren't they?
So yeah, we did talk a little bit about the Lavaloon Puppet. Our guy, if you want to check out, Corrupt, did you put out any content about the Lavaloon Puppet yet? I haven't looked in the last couple days, but I know like Corrupt here was the one who was telling us all how good it was for Lalo. No, I'm probably putting words in his mouth. Corrupt said spend all your money buying ore for it.
Really?
He said go sell plasma and any other body fluids you can to buy ore to upgrade your Lavaloon Puppet. All right. Oh, Corrupt has kind of reverse course. He doesn't think it's that good. At 16, I don't think so either. But yeah, we did say it is kind of interesting, and I think it'll be good at lower town halls. It's just hard to justify upgrading an equipment that you're not going to use past a certain town hall. So even if it ends up being amazing at Town Hall 11, you're only going to get it to, I think epics go to like 15 or 18 at Town Hall 11. And that's still a decent amount of ore. And if you're never going to use it beyond that, it's a hard sell.
The additional argument is give it 6 months and Supercell are going to make it the most broken thing in the world. So, you could bank on them around with the balance.
You're going to make me edit so much, you dork.
Whoops.
This is something I want to rant about too. Like people, so much in the last month there's been so many complaints about balance changes to equipment. People are saying like, oh, they're just gonna, like they're gonna release broken stuff just to nerf it later, just to make you sell. There's been one balance change in 10 months of Town Hall 16. There's been one single balance change to a bunch of equipment, half of which were buffs, by the way. So I don't know where this idiotic perception of Supercell like trying to use equipment balance as a point of sale. It's ridiculous. And you guys sound stupid.
Sorry,
Not you. I'm yelling at everyone else out there.
Okay.
Like you guys sound freaking stupid when you're saying like they're just going to release something broken and nerf it. Like things have been broken, very powerful for 9 months. It took them to finally address the balance of some stuff. Like it hasn't been their MO.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean they were doing it from monetary
No, I know. It's just
I could still see them changing the balance and messing around with it a bit.
Yeah, like I wish they would do more frequent balance changes to equipment. Like a lot of stuff is needed, like the earthquake boots. No one had to buy earthquake boots for gems. Those are just the very first equipment that you unlock, but other than like the default classic ones, obviously, right? Earthquake boots you get with a level 1 blacksmith or whatever it is, and those had been largely a joke until last month. And now, like, I haven't unequipped earthquake boots. Like, everyone's using earthquake boots. Hard mode, real mode. It's annoying reading people's idiotic opinions.
I'm glad you let them know how you feel.
Yeah. All right.
Well, speaking of balance changes, should we discuss the nerf of the Druid?
Yeah. Were you guys big Druid users before the nerf?
No, I can't say.
Never used it once.
We might be directing to you here.
I used the Druid almost exclusively since.
Yeah, you were a big fan.
Like I knew the Druid was gonna be cool, like pretty early on, and then I found it was a blueprint video. Showed me it was like here like fire like I really fell in love with the fireball, and then I started using fireball. I was talking up fireball super witches way back when, before the Druid even came out, and then the Druid came out, and I got off witches like immediately, and then like what I've been doing basically since I saw this blueprint video in June was just fireball mass druids, and it was so stupidly overpowered. It needed to be nerfed. Like I'm not gonna pretend it wasn't stupidly strong. Yeah, using 14 druids that just keep your heroes alive permanently. They're invincible. That attack is dead. Like you can't do that anymore.
By the way, I think you have some people who disagree with you in the chat.
No. I'm gonna caveat this. Like I've been arguing with Ninja.
Okay.
I've been arguing with Ninja for months over this, but
Months?
Yeah, like months, or maybe it feels like it, but yeah, like Master. No, shut up. No. both you guys. I'm gonna this chat. I'm gonna have to end it. But Master Druid is not. He's trying to mess me. It's working. He corrupt is hitting my button. And it's working really well, but Master Druids is dead. Druids are like I had an overreaction to the nerf of the Druid, and I thought Druids entirely were dead. I ended up switching back to Druids and Super Witches for a few days after the nerf. It was it was working. It does take a lot more skill and precision, but where I'm at now is I think they took too big of a nerf. They're still viable. You can still use them. Plenty of people do, but I'm using healers on my Super Witch attacks, and I'm liking it, and that feels good and strong. So I'm not gonna worry about Druids.
Yeah, fair enough.
I'm gonna start kicking people out of this chat for saying Master Druid is still good and it's a skill issue.
People call Ninja and corrupt.
All right. So yeah, if you guys don't use Druids, I guess we don't need to linger too much on the actual balance change of them, but
yeah,
I do want to hear your opinion on the timing of the balance change.
Well, it's classic Supercell, isn't it? I mean, they've released new town halls during CWL before.
It is frustrating. I know like the timing of this one, I I don't know, like the one prior was a nerf to like with the Root Riders. I know the Root Rider were the Root Rider nerf came mid CWL. Something after that changed, I think mid CWL. But like the last two balance changes have been in the middle of CWL. And this one again, like they scheduled it for CWL. I know I spoke up, a few people spoke up, like, hey, the timing of this isn't great, like it's getting annoying to people that
They
like
can't help
during
themselves, though. They
CWL.
always do it. They always do it.
I know this one, I think they had a little bit better of a reason for the timing. It was like the way they have to implement stuff with their updates. Like, I know they were also trying to fix a lot of what was wrong with the treasure hunt event and the snacks and stuff, and that kind of apparently took priority other than timing it around CWL. And I think that's kind of that's fair, but it is like, oh man, come on, like cause I just told you guys I had exclusively used Mass Druids for for all of summer, and I was good with them. Like June CWL, I had like 21 stars, and I had 20 stars, and it was like a 99%, and I had 21 stars again, and so I had 3 months of near perfect CWL using Mass Druids, and then like the day before CWL starts in Champs 1, I gotta learn a new attack. I mean, I had heads up, I guess, and I just didn't take advantage, so that's my own fault.
Sounds like a skill issue, to be honest.
I know it really is. Like, hey, if there's people out there who really love druids and they don't feel all that different, cool, more power to you. I think you're lying, Ninja. But yeah, like they're still usable. I don't think they're the best option. I like healers with super witches, and I think that's strong. But man, they killed druids, dude. They like someone there was just like, enough of this nerfing stuff 4 times. Like we're gonna do it in one.
Scrub, get him out.
There was a completely meaningless nerf to the druid that came with the previous balance change, the equipment balance change, and the one that nerfed everything about Root Riders. They reduced how many bounces the heal takes, and then and instead of just doing this like trickle nerf nonsense, they're like, no, kill it, put it down.
Yeah, I like that.
Take it out back, put the bag on his head, like make him dig his own hole. I'm still a bit sour about it, if you can't tell.
Yeah, honestly, it's like your family members died or something.
I'm more annoyed at the timing of it than like I know the druid had to the druid had to be put down. Like that's. I was just in denial over it. Now
a mercy killing.
I went through the 5 stages and I'm finally at acceptance. But like they did have to fix the snacks that were broken for a ridiculous amount of time and still are weird. But anyway, speaking of the treasure hunt event, that's the thing. We now have loot boxes. We had the treasure hunt event. It'll come back at some point, I'm sure. So let me know what you guys think about loot boxes in Clash of Clans.
I'm a very casual player. I attack maybe once every few days. But for this event, I was attacking every chest I could get. I was looking at the timer waiting for my next chest because I just want to open it. Maybe that's because I live in Las Vegas where gambling is a thing, but it was exciting for me. Even though every time you open it, you're like, oh, that's it? That's all I get?
To give you a little rush every time.
Yeah. It made me just want to go to a casino,
Do you gamble?
No, never have.
Well, I think things are changing soon at this rate.
Like even after you turned 21 in Vegas, you didn't like go and
Nope.
like so you've never slipped $1 in a slot machine ever.
No, never. I think the Clash of Clans loot boxes are enough.
do you so like I remember like when I was growing up in Nevada, like even the grocery stores had slot machines. Like,
yep.
So is that like even in Vegas, is that a thing? Because I was out in a tiny town.
Every gas station, CVS, every store has a little slot machine section.
Does Walmart?
I don't shop at Walmart, so I'm not entirely sure.
Like Walmart seems like the kind of place that would have a problem with it.
Yeah. Maybe,
Like,
maybe not. I don't know.
only just because they probably wouldn't be able to get a cut.
But I know, like every time I stop for gas, I just see slot machines inside. I'm like, wow. Imagine going to a gas
Oh,
station just to sit there.
I can't believe you've never just slipped a quid into a slot machine or something. That's
Yeah, yeah,
crazy.
you gotta go like throw some dice.
Yeah.
Take a spin on the roulette wheel. You gotta do something.
Maybe play
That's
some
always a good,
cards, but I don't know
Yeah,
about a slot machine.
that's always a good hallmark of a good Friday night.
Yeah.
get a fiver and do one of like the giant, the comical ones, like right inside the door of one of the big casinos.
To
Mm.
be fair, it does sound funny what you're saying about having them in
Dude,
petrol stations and stuff. That is kind of wild.
if they did a collaboration and made a Clash of Clans slot machine, would you go play it?
Oh, you know I would.
A slot machine like you had to pay for, or like
Yeah.
a fake one, like with the treasure chests.
No,
Are
no,
they?
no. Yeah, I'm talking about in a real casino. Like there's like
Oh,
themed slot
okay.
machines.
Oh yeah, yeah, okay. Oh right, that's sorry. I thought you meant like in game.
Yeah. No. Yeah. We have that in game now with the treasure hunt event.
Yeah, so I do have an opinion on that,
Okay. Yeah.
on the
Go for
treasure
it.
hunt. You know, those loot boxes, I want more loot boxes. So I was thinking a really good idea was if they could just sell them for maybe like $5
Dude,
each or
did you just sit down?
Oh my
Did you just sit down trying to think of ways? Like yeah, dude, I'm not falling for this one.
god.
But like
uh
they have assured us. I've asked a bunch of times. I've seen a million other creators ask. Like, there's a lot of people who are vehemently opposed
Yeah.
to these ever being monetized, and Supercell says we're not going to monetize them. Not going to monetize them.
Yeah. Sorry.
Don't worry about it. Not
such a
going to
shame.
monetize them. I guarantee it's going to happen at some point. Like it'll
Will it
be like an
though?
innocent way. It'll be like, hey, like, maybe one gets tossed into a gold pass track, or like
What concerns me is it could be for
maybe
gems,
you can buy some with medals, with some excess medals after the event pass.
but that's oh yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think they're going to find a way to indirectly monetize it. I don't think you're ever going to be able to buy them from the store with cash, but like I can see gems or yeah.
Yeah, I would love to be proven wrong over the long term, but I'm never gonna believe that like there will not be a point in Clash of Clans history in the future where you can't spend
Mm,
money and even indirectly use that as a way to get a loot box. It's gonna
Yeah.
happen. They've cracked the seal on that level of
mhm.
garbage gameplay. It's coming.
We'll see if you're right. We'll come back to this in 5 years if we're all still here.
Is there anything you think they could improve on for the next, assuming they come back like in the same kind of similar treasure hunt event? Is there anything you'd like to see done differently or improved on?
I wouldn't mind it like being spiced up a little bit because it was obviously just the same thing for weeks. They could maybe have a day which you're like 2 times more likely to get an epic or a legendary, or just change things a little bit. It was, I mean, obviously it's always fun getting free stuff, but by the end it was a bit dry, if you know what I mean.
One thing I would change, one thing I saw on Reddit was people complaining that they were getting items that they didn't need, like a book of
Mm,
building if they were maxed, or just resources they were maxed out, you know. So maybe only give players stuff that they can use. That way it doesn't feel like a complete waste when you get a reward.
Like, it's probably hard to narrow down the scope of rewards by to each individual player and make sure you're getting something that's usable. But like
yeah,
they did it with skins. You're never gonna get a skin that you already own, so it's like whether or not it's worth it to them to like continue that on with runes and books and hammers, etc. Probably not, because I think the point in the 24-hour timer is to like take away that stockpiling mentality that people have and encourage you
yeah.
to use them, even if it's not the most efficient thing in the world at the moment. It is, here's a reward, you have to use it now, just use it and progress and have fun, which I think is a good healthy attitude to have, and it's nice, even if it's not the most efficient thing in the world at the time. I think that's fine. But yeah, like getting rewards or getting resources is always disappointing, because it was never a good amount of resources that you couldn't get in
No.
one attack.
But I guess that is the point, though, isn't it? You're not always going to get the best rewards. That is literally the point of loot boxes. You win some, you lose some.
3 every other day is like, I'm absolutely not complaining about getting stuff for free. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I think with the treasure hunt event and everything, like, a lot of people complain that the anniversary we didn't really get a whole lot of free stuff, and I don't think we did, especially compared to years past.
No.
But then when you take into account like everything that's happened over the whole year, you know, all the stuff, all the different events and everything, I think we're probably getting more free stuff as far as magic items goes than we ever have before. So you know, like in that sense, it's cool and it's good. Yeah, free is always good. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't feel like because it's so spread out and dispersed. I don't know. Like it could be better. Like I really like the snacks. I love the idea of magic snacks. These tiny little bite size, you know, magic items for you to use, you know, temporarily in short term. Those are fun, but the event was like 3 weeks. Like I got on one account, I don't think I ever got more than like 4 or 5 in the whole month. So it's hard to get excited about new magic items that you're rarely going to get, and then you just have to hope that you get them at a time where they're going to be useful to you too. So I don't know, expanding ways to give us magic snacks, or making them a larger percentage of the reward would be cool. I think that's the big thing I would want to see.
Is that everything we got to say about the treasure chest event? Or
Yeah, selling gambling to kids is bad, and I'm not a fan. But
yeah,
it's like, of all the variations of the way they could have introduced loot boxes, I guess this one's fine.
this wasn't the worst.
Yeah, like that's the most positive I can be on this one. It's like I wish they wouldn't have went down this road. I get why they did. It's just the way gaming is going, and all these little ankle biters love it, eating it up. There's one freaking Reddit post. This guy was like, "Has anyone built a simulator so I can just open fake loot boxes?"
Oh my god.
Like, dude, go get off your computer, kid. go ride a bike.
I would totally use that.
Yeah.
Oh god, you're bad.
I know. Like, every game has it now, and I'm disappointed in America's youth. Like, really European youth too. Like, I can't really blame a lot of other countries, but you know, all you kids these days are wrong.
Yeah.
All right, Grandpa.
I don't have to fall into that category anymore.
All right. Moving on. Okay, real quick, we'll hit this up and then we'll do questions and do dragon statue stuff. So they're changing up the gold pass a little bit. There are 3 test groups now. So there's going to be a third of people are nothing changed in the gold pass. It's the same gold pass for you. Another third of people are going to have additional challenges. So instead of 6 every week, they got 8 every week. And then the final third is going to have 6 challenges per week, but the track to finish it is going to be 2,000 points instead of 2,600 points. So they're going to be able to finish the entire pass faster. So have you guys looked to see if you're in one of the test groups or not?
Nope.
Yep, I have to get 2,000 points.
You have what, Sam?
I'm at 2,000 points there.
Yeah, like I think I finished my gold pass this morning.
What about you? What are you?
I had the standard one.
Okay.
Of all my accounts, only one was put in a test group. But I mean, like, I only really buy them.
Really?
Yeah, I only buy the gold pass on one account, really. Like, I had been buying it for my upgrading 14, but I haven't in a few months. But yeah, almost all my accounts were the standard gold pass. One had the extra 2 challenges, but that was it. And it was one I don't think I've ever bought the gold pass on.
Right. That's interesting.
Yeah, I know they had said it was supposed to be like random how they're sorting people, but like that also doesn't make sense to me. You would think you would want to target it some way too. Like, if you can see an account often buys a gold pass but often doesn't finish it, you'd want to kind of force them into the shorter track, or something like that. But I don't know. I'm sure they know what they're doing, or have people smart enough to look at the data afterwards.
Have you ever struggled to finish a gold pass before?
Never.
You guys ever even look at the challenges?
No, I just do them as they go.
I just play the game and they just, yeah.
I will look in the dev build the night before and see what the gold pass challenges are for the next day, and then like if it's like use jump spells 8 times, I'll change to an army that will
Really?
allow me to use those will allow me
Oh
to
wow.
complete those challenges like the next day.
I don't deep it that much because I know that I will finish it. I know that I'll do enough challenges. I know it'll be fine. So I don't even look. I just let them be done.
You'll get them. You might not get them, like it might cost you a day or two if you're trying to rush ahead to
Yeah.
get like all the 20% perks, but like yeah, and I'm not like super try harding it. I just am saving myself an hour in the morning, if I have
Oh
to
yeah,
delete
yeah.
if I have to delete an army and recook something else.
Before I was maxed, I would probably pay a little bit more attention so I could get to the 20% boost quicker. But now I don't really care.
Like I I was getting so mad. Like I screwed up. There's one of the challenges at the start of this gold pass was the get a star within 60 seconds or something, and
Hmm.
those are normally builder base ones. So
Yeah.
I was playing the builder base so much, and like watching that thing
So there. Yeah.
not even tick up. I'm like I'm not
Oh,
like
infuriating.
I took a builder base lesson kinda, and
Lesson?
no, this is like we'll talk about this sometime in the future. But
Right.
I started talking with Asher a little bit, and he's like, do you want me to teach you builder base? I was like, yeah. So
Oh my
like
gosh.
we sat down for like an hour, and he just like started teaching me builder base stuff. So I've been trying to play a little bit more. I didn't pay for it. Don't clown on me or anything. Um, yeah,
You're
like
treading
he was
a
just like
thin
he was trying to
tightrope here.
make like he was doing he's doing builder based content obviously, uh, and he was kind enough to try and teach me something. So I graciously accepted, and I did learn. Like I was like I'm better at builder base now, so that's cool, kind of.
Is that
But
already
yeah,
a flag?
no, I don't know. But anyway, what was I even talking about before? Uh, oh yeah, like
The 60 seconds.
yeah, and then I couldn't complete it. It took me forever to realize that was like a home village challenge, and I've been doing like Warden Mock Fireball stuff, so that one took me. I hadn't completed
Oh
that
yeah.
until Lavaloon.
That's funny.
So, all right, that wraps up all of the stuff I had planned for us to talk about. Real quick
Yeah.
announcements. Stuart's going to do an AMA soon in the next week, probably. So check Reddit for that announcement and the date, and you have a chance to ask Stuart. He's what's his title? He was the GM and he got promoted.
General manager, I thought.
Is he GM now, or is he like CEO of Clash? I don't know. It's
Yeah, same thing.
yeah.
I have no idea.
Stuart is the top dog in Clash. Forgive me for not
Yeah.
knowing his job title off the top of my head. He's the guy, and he's gonna do an AMA on Reddit, so you can come
Big
ask him
guns.
anything you want. And then Frame and Fairy are gonna do their first like little Discord chat, like how Frame used to do for Clash Mini. Just take questions, talk to people, lay out the state of the game, kind of stuff. And they're gonna be doing that in Discord soon. I don't have the exact date on that, but again, just get in the Discord, check the announcements channel, and you guys will see it. So now, no, we're definitely not taking off slow mode, especially for this part too. Cool. If you guys have questions that you want to hear us talk about, or even a rant or point you want to make, throw that in the chat. We will discuss a few of them, and then we'll pick some good ones. And yeah, if you make a good point, ask a good question, whatever, I'll send you a dragon statue. Let her rip. Any news on super troops or leaks? No.
I wish.
Okay, here we go. Here's a real one, Mitch. What are y'all's opinions on the RC sometimes not getting a skin? He says personally it makes him not want to buy the other skins or the scenery.
Interesting question. I feel like skin sets are very valuable to the game. As far as me and the people that I play with in my clan, we would buy an entire skin set and we would just keep that skin set with the scenery
Really?
too. But I know a lot of other players shuffle up all their skins, which to me, I could never do that. That would drive me nuts, having a different skin theme for each hero. So in my opinion, I would never even consider buying skins if they weren't part of a set. That's just me.
Yeah, there's like I see that a lot too, where people say like, because it's happened a few times now where there's been like a missing one. The last time they sold a like a Builderman skin instead, uh, and there was no RC skin, and this is just no RC skin, and as far as I know, there's no separate skin or anything coming. So
Yeah.
it seems weird to me. Like you hear a lot of people say like I want to buy the full set, but I'm not gonna now because there's not a full set. And Supercell's big enough to where they must have data on that, right? You would assume, where they can say like, hey, this doesn't significantly impact sales to a point where they're like, we always have to have four. So like either they don't care about that, or they don't, it's not something they're thinking about. But to me, it doesn't matter because I don't really buy the skins anyway. All right. Much or MXCH, how many new epic equipments per town hall cycle do you think would be healthy for the state of the game and the ore economy?
Oh God.
Say 4 a year.
Yeah, moving forward, that's I don't know, like that's a tough one too, because I gotta imagine it's gonna be more like pets.
Yeah, the rate is kind of slow.
Maybe we get a decent amount, and eventually gonna slow down. At this pace too, like people are gonna get so far behind. It's punishing to new players in a lot of ways. So I hope it doesn't continue on the same way forever. New epics per town hall. Well, I would like to see 4, but like you said, probably, yeah, 4 per town hall feels fine. And then so we get 4 town hall 17, 4 town hall 18, and then we have 4. I don't know, like, or even just mixing commons in too.
It is going to get overwhelming, having that much people, and also, like you mentioned before, like new players, if there's like 12 epic equipments eventually, they've got to like fork out 1,500 gems for each. That's a pain. I mean, obviously that's a criticism of the epic equipments, in general, but still, that's pretty bad.
All right. Tycho, Maiko, do you think they will keep trying to put a decoration in the gold pass, or maybe do skin and deck or something like that?
I wish we only got just a decoration in the gold pass. Skins are too much.
This guy is trying so hard.
Like they changed it and it was good, but then they changed it back. I don't know why they did.
They did a scenery once and got away with it just fine. I don't even remember that many complaints that time either. I don't think they'll try to replace the skin with a deck again.
No.
Yeah, not anytime soon. They did say like they're looking at ways to adjust the value of the gold pass, or they're looking at, like, I forget the exact phrasing, so I don't want to get it wrong, but in the Inside the Builder Hut, when they talked about it more, like I was afraid that what they were saying was like a diamond pass was coming, because they're like the gold pass is a one size fits all thing, and they're looking at ways to address that, and hopefully that's just the thing we just talked about, where they're looking at different paths for players based on whatever. Hopefully it's that, and not playing around with with skins and decks again. Do you have thoughts on esports just being who can 3-star the fastest now?
Yeah, it's crap. I mean, and it's been a problem for Town 16 the whole time. I mean, I'll be honest, I haven't been following it closely recently. I don't know if the recent balance changes have helped much, but yeah, I mean, no one wants to see wars decided by time. People not doing skillful attacks particularly, but spamming attacks with tiny margins for error because they just want to go as fast as possible. So yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, like the hard mode wars I've watched haven't been coming down to time. I haven't seen a hard mode war recently, and I don't watch a ton, but I haven't seen a hard mode war recently come down to time. So I think hard mode is the solution. Is the solution to that, and is probably working as intended.
Were those wars still using attacks though that were designed to go fast? Because truthfully, a lot of wars don't actually come down to time because players are always going so fast that one person slips up at least. So usually they're not decided by time, but they're only that they're only that scoreline because players
Yeah.
are trying to go fast.
The ones I have seen, like the first attacks look like they're probably concerned with time, but the second someone doesn't get a 3-star, then like time goes out the window,
no,
and then
it
it's
changed.
just like make sure then it's back to stars, which is great. Well, I
Yeah.
think it's really healthy for the state of the esport that way. Right. This guy whose name I can't Tokyo. Do you think with the supercharged buildings that you should be able to supercharge it a certain amount of times, and when a new town hall comes out, it automatically upgrades instead of it just resetting? That's kind of interesting. Where you're just like pre-banking the upgrade. Like I don't. Yeah, I mean it would be kind of cool. Like that, if you're gonna poke holes in the supercharged system, like that's the hole that you're gonna poke, is that it's temporary and you're essentially losing progress that you've paid for in builder time and resources.
But that's the point, isn't it? It's a loot dump, really. Like, what were you doing? What were you doing with that loot otherwise?
Yeah, because supercharging, like I'm sure there are people who are just hitting Town Hall 16 or mid Town Hall 16 now, and not us who have been maxed for forever, who are considering doing the supercharges before finishing everything else.
True.
But I think you're doing it now with the knowledge that it's going to be temporary. So I don't have a real big problem with it. That is like an interesting concept though to think about. Apply, like having credit towards future upgrades. Apparently, all right, I'm so far behind. There's like 60 messages I haven't read. All right.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I'm getting tired. I'm struggling to read now.
Full Path says, "What do you think about draws due to event troops? How we're all going to have draw wars again now?"
Well, any serious events that really cares about their integrity will ban event troops. I'll be honest. There's no way most esports or whatever allow, at the very least, Lavaloon.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like, I mean, I don't think he's talking about like esports. I think he's talking about just like all of us.
Sorry. Oh, well, wars have been for a year anyway, so I doubt it's gonna change much.
I would have liked to see a lot more regular wars with druids before having with the nerf druids before everything went straight back to like, because like it definitely had an effect in CWL. Like here like our champs won CWL hit rates, like in our group, it's the only group I've actually looked at, were significantly lower. Not significantly, I mean we're still getting, like, I didn't see anyone get a 45-star war. I don't think anyone in our group had a 44-star. There was a couple 43s. We had 43 a few times. But there was, like, for the first time in a lot of I saw a lot of below 40 stars in Champs 1. So it is kind of like a kick in the boys to see, like, the Druid nerf having a big impact on like, war hit rates. And then immediately get dumped into, like, draws again. It's frustrating.
I mean, my clan, for example, hasn't failed to hit perfect, max stars in over 3 months now in regular war. So
let's see how fast I can do this. I'm at Clash Spot, Clan War Leagues, October 2024, Champs 1. Load. I want to see what the Champs 1 hit rate was. Here we go. Champs 1 hit rate, October, 66.7%. And so the 66.7, and September I believe was over 70. It was 79%. So we went from 79.7% down to 66, which is massive. And that's the only thing that changed was, well, when did the equipment nerf happen?
That's what I'm just thinking. I can't remember. I will try find a blog post for it.
I think it would have been September too. So, but yeah, that's big.
That is big.
Anyway, got sidetracked there. How many? There's no way we're gonna like read all these. Let me skim. We'll do like a couple more, and we'll pick. Why has the dragon statue become so popular all of a sudden when it came out years ago? Excellent freaking question. Like, I don't know.
I can answer that.
Yeah, Spencer, go for it.
Yeah, so the giant statue was the first ever mega super deco, so it's 3x3. That's the first reason. Second reason is it was only purchasable with actual money, so no free-to-play player was able to obtain it up until this month when creators started giving them away. So you have a premium cosmetic that everyone wants. They couldn't have in the past. It's a 3x3 mega deco, and now they could have it for free. They just got to like win a giveaway or something. And so yeah, a lot of people have been selling them and not good stuff with it, and it's also pretty dang cool looking. It's a freaking dragon, it's not like some dumb other mega deco like the other ones we've gotten. It's a nice statue. So yeah.
I don't know, man. Like I had a big Reddit fight on my own post. Like I don't know if you saw it, where I was like, why do you guys care about exclusivity in what pretend cartoon statues anyone else has? Like I don't get it. Like because people are like, I really want this because it's exclusive. Like not really, because literally everyone who had a spare $6 and wanted the statue got it at the time. Potentially millions of people have it. It's not exclusive. I don't know. Another old man yelling at the clouds kind of thing from me. All right, what else do we got? Let's find a few more. Skimming. Builder base doesn't take your loot. Shouldn't Home Village be like that to help people catch up?
What, not being able to lose loot?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I've never had someone attack me and I was like, dang, I lost all my loot. That's never happened before. I feel like they take what, like 200,000 of each every time? I don't know.
I have noticed it on my lower accounts, and I don't farm a lot. Normally, just like doing wars and keeping like and logging in every day to like collect my stuff is enough to keep my forge going. And with the loot changes, where now people are stealing, like 2 mil plus off me all the time. Like I can't always keep my forges going, so selfishly, that kind of sucks for me sometimes, but also I can't say it's a problem for the game. Like that's, I can't say that's a bad thing at all.
Lost
Okay,
there we go.
Skimming. How about one more?
Yeah, give us one more, and then I'm crashing.
We gotta skim. This is why slow mode exists.
Yeah.
How far back I am is Storm is saying let the kids sleep. Talking about you, I assume.
Hey, I'm a big age of 18 now. I'm nearly 19.
Yeah, dude, still a kid. Still a kid. You're gonna be a kid to us for a long time, probably forever.
Really? What, so I can be in like my 30s and you'll still call me kid?
Okay, here we go. Prince said, do you think they will add the skins from the Chinese server in the gold pass, and do you think they increase the price? But we'll just call that the Chinese server stuff. Like, do you think we ever get Chinese server stuff, Spencer?
Definitely not, no.
Yeah, Spencer, who knows the answer.
It's a completely different game. It's not Clash of Clans. It's Clash of Clans China. It's like pulling stuff from a different company.
Do they even like talk to each other, the two teams? They must do.
Like we asked basically this question too, like cause this was when like China started getting like all the huge sceneries, like and all the big stuff. So we're like, hey, like, are we ever gonna get that stuff? Like, how's it work that, like, are you just duplicating effort making sceneries, or like why doesn't that stuff get shared? Blah blah blah, whatever. And the answer we got was like, we find out about what China's doing the same way you do, is like when people post about it on Reddit.
That's great.
What I recommend people do is like get it out of your head that stuff is ever coming to the U.S. game, because it's not. Like, like maybe
say the US game.
Never say never, but that's just it's not gonna happen. All right, so we've been recording a while. Let's wrap this up. Let's we'll do 3 dragon statues. So you guys, Sam, pick your favorite question.
I am going to pick the 3-star, the fastest one, by player 44444. I might have said too many fours there.
All right, hey, because you whatever your name was with the 4 4s,
there
you
there.
are here. And whoever else we just talked about too. Send me a DM, and then I will get you a code within like a few minutes. All right, Spencer, pick one.
Oh yeah, let's just do the dragon statue one that I answered.
All right, the dragon. Okay, dragon statue. So DM me, or I know how to get a hold of you, and then I'm gonna pick MXCH. How many epics do you think we want per town hall cycle? Too. I like that one. And you know what? I'm gonna send one to Full Path too, who's talked about draws, because cool. So 4 dragon statues. All you guys send me DMs. What do we just say? MXCH much, is that how you say your name? I don't know. It doesn't matter. Send me DMs. Full Path. C Note 4444, and whoever else I just said. Hopefully you were listening.
Nice.
All right. Do you guys have any shout outs before we wrap it up? I know this is running long.
I just mainly want to shout out actually how well my clan did in CWL this year, because this month, we got 3 clans that we kind of dispersed into. The main one got 3rd in Champs 1. The one I was in, the second one, got promoted to Champs 2, and the third one got promoted to Champs 2 as well. So it was a good month.
Yeah, awesome. All right, Spencer, what do you got?
Nothing.
As always, I'm glad I wrote notes. Magic Jr. made the first challenge of the month. He's the guy behind the Clash King Discord bot. That is super awesome. You guys should download it. If you liked the challenge at the start of the month, it's really impressive. This dude, he basically volunteered to do it and had like less than a day to design that base and challenge, and he crushed it, because that was a cool one. That was one of the more fun challenge bases that we've had in a long time, dude. So good job, Magic Jr. Crushed it, especially for getting that turned around in under a day. That was
Wow.
dope, dude. Like, you know, especially like I'm way more impressed too, because I twiddled my thumbs and stressed like when we did the the summer challenge that Reddit did.
And
the Magic just
one.
embarrassed me by like making an awesome challenge and like after work. And then there is a new podcast around too, a new voice on the podcast scene, Peacekeeper. You can listen to their first episode on Clashing in Traffic's channel. I don't know if they're gonna start their own channel, still really new, but go listen to their first episode. I'm gonna have a link to it down in the show notes. It was really cool, man. Always glad to hear new voices, new opinions, and as well as it was really cool to hear an old voice in Catfish on that one too. Jesse Spoker joined him on that one too. That dude, I forgot about that guy, but he used to run really fun Legends challenges every month where they'd say like, all right, for the first week of Legends, you have to do like you use 18 bowlers in all your attacks, and you screenshot your logs every day just to show that you're doing it, and then whoever the highest trophies at the end of that week. Those are fun challenges. Like, you guys should do that again. But anyway, the Peacekeepers podcast is out now. He's a Twitch streamer who makes some cool stuff. Check the show notes for a link, and then while you're down in the show notes, we still have more dragon statues to give away. What I'm going to ask you to do is do a quick little survey. Follow the link. Just give us some feedback on the podcast. It's going to be 4 questions. It's going to be 4 questions. It's 4 questions. It's super fast. It's going to be how often do you listen? Do you have a favorite episode? Give us some feedback. Tell us what you like, don't like, whatever. That one's the open-ended one that I hope you put effort into. And then the final question is just like literally, how do I get in touch with you? You give me your email or a Reddit account username or Discord username, however you want me, whatever you're comfortable with. If we randomly select you out of that, I just have to find a way to get you that statue. So yeah, however you choose, that's cool. Please do that, and we will see you guys in 2 weeks.
Yeah, well, I don't know where Spencer just went, but yeah, thank you guys all for listening. We will see you probably in 2 weeks. So hope you have a good rest of your life.